If you're sharing your computer with a minor, it's best to set them up with their own account, and you can actually enable parental controls, and this feature is built into Mac. There's some good features in there, and we'll take you through them. If you go into System Preferences by going to the Apple symbol in the top left, and if you click on that, scroll down the list of System Preferences, and that will open up the main window. Now if you go to the fourth column down under System, you'll see the option there for Parental Controls, and if you click on that to open it up, now you will need to click on the lock in the bottom left hand corner. This is set just so that only an administrator can access it, and what you'll need to do is just type in your password for your account, and that will actually, you'll see the lock then open, and that gives you access to a list of all the user accounts here. Click on the one that you want to administer, and what that will do is bring up the options window here. Now under the first one, System, gives you the option of using Simple Finder. Now what you'll find is along the bottom here you can see all these icons that I've got. Now obviously for a young user, if they're new to computers, new to using a Mac, they want just a very small selection, and what you'll find is you'll have this one, Finder, which is for searching the files, and then there'll be three other folders which will be Documents, Applications and Shared, and that's all they'll get. It just means it's easier, less cluttered, and it's easier for them to roam around. There's an option down here that allows you to select or allow only selected applications. Now what I've done is I've gone through the list and I've ticked the certain applications that I think my son would need to use. I mean, you can leave them all enabled, but there might only be certain features on there that they want to use. So again, you can go through your entire system and have a look. You can take the tick out, and that basically gives them access to everything, or if you put the tick in the box, it only gives them access to those that you select below. Now on the bottom here there's a few other options. Can they administer printers, which means if that's ticked, the child can actually change the settings for the printer, so I've left that unticked. Do you want them to be able to burn CDs or DVDs? I've allowed him to change his password if he wants to, and the option there, can they modify the dock at the bottom? Because I'm using Simple Finder, that one's disabled. If I remove Simple Finder, again you can see they can change and modify the dock themselves. If we go along to Content, this is a good option here. If you have a dictionary built into the Mac, if you tick the box, it just means that anything they search for, it will hide profanity. So any swear words, it will automatically remove. Website restrictions, you can set the access to websites, and I've got the option here to try and limit the access to any adult websites, and you can customize that. If your child goes to a website that comes up and it thinks that it's not allowed, it will ask for an administrator's password. Now there's a couple here that have automatically been added because my son's gone to the website, it said no, you can't view them, and I've said no, they're okay. I've put my password in, so it will automatically add them to the list. You can do it yourself manually just by clicking the plus sign, and it will ask you for the web address, so you can put that in yourself. And then obviously the ones below, anything you add in this box here, these are ones that you've specifically disallowed. So anything in there will never be allowed to be seen. We've got mail and iChat. So obviously you've got your mail and your iChat. Now you can limit that, so it's only limited to people's addresses that you put in. So if you know there's only a certain number of friends that you want them to be able to speak to, and to make sure that strangers don't contact them, you can limit that, but you will have to put in the email addresses of the individuals that you want them to allow. There is an option at the bottom here as well, is it will send a permission request through to you. So if you've limited, say for instance, limit mail, you can put that tick box there and type in your email address. So if they do try and contact them, or someone tries to contact your child, a request permission will be sent through to you to allow you to enable it or disable it. You have time limits, so you can set on weekdays the amount of time they're allowed to use a computer in the day. You've got weekend time limits, and then you've also got access here. So you can say from 8 o'clock at night, you will not be able to use that computer. You won't be able to log in up until 7 o'clock in the morning, or equally, there's weekend times as well. Now, when it says here 2 hours a day, that doesn't have to be in one go. That could be 20-minute segments, but it will actually add up the amount of time that the child's using the computer. And once it's actually come to a total of 2 hours, the computer will be advised they're going to be locked off. And then finally, we have logs. Now, this is ideal, so it allows you to just oversee what your child's been looking at. So these are the websites they've been visiting. So for instance, they've been on the CBeebies website, that's fine, that's not a problem. If you see something there you're not happy with, you can go to the bottom of the list here and just click restrict. So that's automatically added. So if we go to the content one and customize, you can see there, straight away it's been added, it never allow these sites. If you decide, okay, they can have it, again, you can just go down and click on allow, and that's been put into the allow list. So you can have a look, see if there's any websites that they've been looking on that have blocked, applications they've been using. It gives you the amount of time they've been on it for. iChat, that will actually list who they've been talking to and also the length of time they've been talking to them. So again, some nice features, and it just helps protect your child whilst they're surfing the internet. And that's the parental controls on a Mac.